Hi. So, because I didn't go live last night on Thursday, this was the project I had in mind for it. And then obviously tonight, which is Friday, we will do another one. Friday the 8th of March. So all I'm doing here is I've taken the Dreams and Wings Colour Create Kit from emmashappyplace.co.uk and I am colouring in this backing paper. It's a monochrome backing paper, and you can use your watercolours, your pencils, alcohol markers, whatever you want. So I am colouring them in, the flowers in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut around them so they look, you'll see in a second. But basically all I'm doing is I'm watercolouring, then I'm adding in a different colour. I decided to go yellow. Just to change how it looks, give it a bit of depth and shadow. And I've already done some before this that we're actually going to use, but I just want to include a little bit of the watercolouring. So I'm adding in the yellow here, and basically it just adds tones, it adds different colours when you look at it. You see something a little bit different. And then of course you can go over with your coloured pencils and things to add even more, but because this is going to be in the background, I didn't feel like it needed it. And then I've taken this one, which is from, I can't remember the name, but it is on the website. It's one of the first kits I brought out with the girls on. And she's so cute. And I'm using alcohol markers to colour her skin in. They are the Crafters Companion alcohol markers that I've used before. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the 3 different shades, maybe it's 4, I can't remember. And I'm adding in, so it's got light, shade, shadow. So it looks more like a skin tone. I mean, obviously they're not to scale people. They're not the fantasy girls. I mean, nobody's got eyes that big. But it's still colouring them in can make them look totally different just by adding in the shadows and things. On the YouTube channel as well, and under the lives, because I mainly go live, you can go in and see I've used Distress Oxides for skin tones, I've used watercolour for skin tones. I have fallen in love with the alcohol markers for skin tones though. I do find it easier and you get a smoother look. But obviously it all depends on what you like. And then you can go in again with coloured pencil and add even more to it. So again, it looks even more 3D and things. But I mean, practice makes perfect. Nobody knows how to do anything straight away. So all I'm doing is I'm adding the skin tones and things, and then I do skip forward and I've coloured the rest of the girl in the hair and things, and I've used watercolour for that. Ta-da! All done. So here I'm going to add the white highlights in. If you've gone over the whites of the eye with the colour or anything, just use a fine liner to add the whites back in. It just saves them looking jaundiced. And then I add the white highlights to the hair, the lips, the cheeks and things like that. Again, it just adds a little bit more depth of shadow. Yeah, just makes everything pop a little bit more. But just so cute. I love this girl so much. Oh, just adding in the highlights. Normally I speed these videos up. It's quite strange doing it where it's in real time. Oh, I'm not quite clever enough yet to add in music and under the silent parts of it, the editing. But, you know. So last night what happened was Bella got wormed because she had her last injection, so she shouldn't play out as of next week. But it upset her tummy a little bit. And Christopher had nothing to do with that. He was not playing along at all. But I don't blame him. I mean, she was totally fine after a couple of hours, but I didn't want to, I thought it was a bit unfair to go live and just leave her to panic and not be able to get out. So I will be live tonight at 7 p.m. Oh, all I'm doing here is, because it's like a curly messy bun on the top of her head, all I'm doing is adding in flashes of white highlights. It just, I mean, it'll never look the same twice. And then I go into the flowers and I do the same, even though this is a background and some of them do get coloured. It's always best just to add in that extra little bit of detail. You don't have to go OTT. I mean, like I say, I could have went in with coloured pencils and everything else, but because of the monochrome look, they already look like they've got the shadow in as well. So all I'm doing here is I'm adding in the white highlights, just some dots and things in places. I just feel like, do you know what it is? I find it quite therapeutic to add the white highlights as well. I really quite like it. Oh, the journal I'm going to work in is the one that I showed you in the live. It's the mixed media one from Hobbycraft. Oh, and they are the flowers that I've done as well. So I do skip forward again. You don't have to watch the whole process. It's all the same, every flower. So this one here is from the Dreams and Wings kit, and I've chose the biggest butterfly wings because we're going to turn this girl into a butterfly fairy, which I just think is so cute. So these are the pre-coloured ones. I'm inking around the edge of all the images. Again, it hides any sins, any bits of cutting out, the fussy cutting out that aren't perfect. It hides all the sins. It does. I added more into that ink pad. I've only just noticed that it looks dotty where it's soaked in. The oxides are a completely different beast to any other ink pad that I've seen, and it's because it's pigment ink and dyeing together. And I'm guessing when you add the re-ink over the top, they kind of split a little bit as they're getting soaked in. It looks really quite cool. So here I'm adding to the book. We are working on a Hessian page, so I'm not really adding anything to the background. I quite like the fact that it's already got the texture there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. What I'm using is a acrylic glue, but PVA will do exactly the same thing. It's completely up to you, whatever you enjoy using. So one of those flowers I have actually coloured in with an alcohol marker. That's the one that's gone through. And the other ones are all watercolour. I think I was just playing when I did them, testing out different things. So I'm going to add the wings to the back of the girl here. So I'm gluing the wing first, and then I'll turn the girl over and see exactly where I want them. Now, I could have had them higher up so they were behind her head, but I really wanted to show off the wings because, I mean, they're just so pretty. I love a butterfly. I love wings. I think they can do for everything. Oh, just adding on the glue. I do decide to add some texture here in the fabric out of one of the texture packs I've got. Again, do check out my website. It's emmashappyplace.co.uk. There's loads and loads of stuff on there. So I'm adding that on, trying to decide which way. We'll go that way. And again, it just adds a little bit more interest, a bit more depth of shadow. And the glue that's on the back of the girl will actually stick that fabric down as well. So you don't have to worry about anything else. So I'm picking some flowers from the Dreams and Wings kit. I should have called it Wings and Dreams, to be fair. I don't know why I do everything back to front when I'm doing it. But I'm going to have some flowers in front of it. And then it hides that sharp line where our top finishes as well. So again, I've used watercolour to colour these flowers. And then I've added in on the pink one some flashes of the glitter markers. You never really show them on videos and things how pretty they look, but I'm going back over adding the white highlights and the flashes. Just again, I feel like it adds so much more, but if you don't like it, you don't have to. Do what makes you happy. Again, there's no rules whatsoever. I mean, if you want to just colour them all in and block colours, you absolutely can. This is your time, this is your downtime, this is what you enjoy doing. So again, I'm kind of using a scribble effect rather than trying to get them perfect. Sometimes I feel if you try and get everything too perfect and you get some of it perfect and then you get one wrong, you can actually see the imperfection more. So if you make it all a little bit imperfect or perfectly imperfect, then it doesn't throw the eye off or anything. Apart from anything else, you're releasing up a little bit of stress on yourself to try and keep everything perfect. All about having fun. This is quite relaxing, it's just watching. And inking around the edges of the flowers and things. And then finally, because in the Wings and Dreams and Wings kit, I've added some sentiments as well. Normally I'm not very good with the sentiments and things, and this time I added some. I'm not very deep when it comes to sentiments and things. I never know what people would want, so feel free to send us some messages, either comment underneath the video or whatever, or send them on Facebook, of what sentiments and things you would like, especially if something's lacking, because obviously I design all these myself and draw them all, so I can do whatever we want, which I feel is just, it's nice to be able to do that. But I do like these. I like the fact that they have got the darker background, but again, it's not totally perfect, so it fits in with everything. And you can chop the sentiments and things down as well, so you don't have to have it in one strip. You can cut the words apart and ink around the edges, and I think we're pretty much nearly there. This sentiment says dream it and make it happen, which I think we all should do a little bit more often. So separating the words just draws the eye away a little bit, and I'm keeping sort of the distance between the first word and the second word, just to make it look a little bit more even, but not totally even. Again, not overthinking it at all. And then I'll hide some of the stems of the flowers with that last one. But there we go. Have a lovely day. Join me tonight at 7 p.m. and I shall see you very soon. Bye for now.